This is the Desphere 13 and welcome back to another episode of World of Tanks. I'm here on my KV5 on Steeps, I believe is the name of the map. And, well, definitely not bottom tier, but definitely not top tier either. Meaning this should be a very interesting game. Actually, come to think of it, I believe the KV5 has, that, what is it called? Something matchmaking. I want to say premium matchmaking, but that doesn't sound right. But it's got the matchmaking where it will only see 1-to-1, meaning it will be mid-tier or it will be top tier. Kind of like the E25. And that tier was also removed. And I don't think that, well actually I think the TOG had that as well. And except there was only one problem. This tank did not have a gun. However, this tank did have armor. That was unless you knew exactly where to hit it. And very few people, when this tank was first removed, knew where that was. And by now, most people know exactly where it is because it's become a legend. I am just waiting for the day when E25 players are considered good. Because right before anything's removed, people go and buy the living hell out of it, per se, and doesn't necessarily end well. At least short term. Long term, accounts start going offline, and people stop playing it, and then someone goes, you know what, I haven't played this tank in a while. I think I will play this tank, and then nobody knows how in the world to deal with it, or anything like that, and it's considered really good. Now, as you can see here, I'm trying to do my best to keep tanks from popping over in this direction. Now, there is an enemy KV5. And now that I've been shot at a couple of times, I take the risk and I'm going to cross this gap. And unsurprisingly, nobody thought to shoot me in the side. And there's this T10. I'm basically going back off a little bit. Let me take some hits. Let me entertain them. And the T32. I like your track. And I believe he put that shot either into the cupola or to the little R2 unit on the very front. And this KV5 knows the same exact weaknesses. You have to learn how to cover for him. However, he's going to the wrong side. This is very much a, how should I say, hide the right side of the tank. This T10 is trying very much to get around me. I mean, I'm not being the most liked person right now, but I am allowing, well, I've allowed that T10 to not take a single scratch, if I remember correctly. So now I'm basically hiding behind him, keeping him to my side, so that way he is protecting my flank and is going to prevent this little guy from putting any more shots into me. But he straightens out, angles towards him, I don't blame him. I take a shot in the side, and now it's just a matter of, oh, when's he gonna come out again? But the enemy forces over here aren't looking too good, but our forces over there on the other side of the map aren't looking very great either. So we've got to finish this up and mount some sort of force to defend Cap, because for some odd reason people thought heading towards the center of the map and going down that middle road was a good idea. Short term, yes, brilliant. Long term, not so much. So I start driving around this way, mainly because I know I have a horrible traverse speed. And who knows, maybe this Tiger II will allow a little bit more damage to be dealt before the clock runs up. And lo and behold, it gives me a kill. So, there's my second kill. And this T-29, I don't blame him. He probably should not head back anyway. Just keeps going past. A lot of the enemy tanks do. But look at who else on the minimap is also had the bright idea to defend Cap. Yes, that's right. The T-10 that we were basically platooned with decided the same thing we did, which was defend Cap, make sure that the game doesn't end prematurely, because we outnumber them quite a bit actually. And the whole thing about them capping is that's probably going to be the only way to win. Now, there's one Ripper Patton and the other one was seen nearby, so we can safely assume that the one Ripper Patton is providing some sort of cover, and I head over this way to hide the little cupola. Yet again, the R2 unit at the front of the tank. And there's the other one. How do I know it's the other one? Well, the one that was in Cap was there they both are, was where that little dot was. It had moved, gone, spotted where the little dot was, and nearby was another one. So there's that Ripper Patton. And now we're starting to cap. We're putting pressure on them. It's not necessarily a cap to win, like they were having to think of doing. It's more of a cap to say, hey, come out of hiding. Come here. Just give it up. Come quietly and don't die tired. That's basically what capping for us at this point means. Because yeah, they'll reset it a couple of times, but they'll be forced to reset it a couple of times. There's not enough of them to really make a massive difference. At this point, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 compared to their 3. We double them in numbers. Okay, so triple them in numbers, roughly. And it's right about now that I realize, okay, I need to start heading towards that guy over there, because there's not going to be much of anything left for me over here. There's just nothing. Okay, so now it's 5 versus 1. The RU-251, pretty decent shot if he picks us off one at a time. As long as there aren't 2 or more of us shooting at him, he should be pretty darn fine. But we are still on Cap. There's still 2 tanks in his path. And as we'll see here very shortly, he's taken it. He's not going to survive this at all. I mean, what he should have done, it's charged down that T-10, taken out that light tank. I want to say it's the whatchamacallit, but take out that light tank, take down the T-10, circle strafe him, and then I would have been left all by myself to deal with him. But sometimes it just doesn't go in your favor. And, you know, I bounced a lot of shots. I didn't even think I was getting a steel wall that game. But anyway, this has been the Dash 13. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and share. It really does help out the channel. If you want to keep up to date with my uploads, please subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have a replay of your own, just send it down to the email in the description through What Replays or Quickie Baby's website. This has been the Dash 13, signing off. Bye.